Friday night. Low lights, cheap drinks, the kind of place where birthdays blur into breakups. She had my hoodie on, the one she always borrowed when she wanted something. I didn't know this would be our last night as an us. Be honest. If the person you loved stood up in front of your friends and gutted you with one sentence, would you sit there or walk away without a word? Conversation drifted into a sleepy lull, glasses sweating on the table. 6 of our friends circled us, loose and loud. She cleared her throat like she was about to read a toast. Then she smiled too wide. I cheated. And honestly, I needed a real man, not a tech support guy who spends weekends on a car that still doesn't run. The word didn't stab. It thudded, like a truth I'd already suspected but hadn't admitted yet. Laughter broke around me. Not shock, recognition. They knew. Ben raised his glass. Savage, but honest. I respect it. Maya murmured, "We all saw this coming." Chris gave me that look that says, "You took the loss. Leave." So I did what none of them expected. I didn't ask why, didn't throw a drink, didn't perform pain for their entertainment. I just studied her face long enough to see what sat behind the smirk, an empty need to look like she'd won. I flipped my key ring in the air, caught it, said "cool," and stood up. As the door swung behind me, their laughter swelled like applause for a joke I hadn't told. They didn't hear what I heard as the door shut. The start of a plan. Not to win her back, not to prove anything to people who'd chosen the easy side. I wasn't going to fight for anyone who mocked me. I was going to become someone they couldn't reach. We met 3 years earlier at a campus coffee shop. She was reading The Bell Jar, black nail polish, chipped ring on her thumb. I asked about the book. She glanced up and said only depressed people read it in public, then smiled like she meant me and liked me anyway. We fell fast. Late drives, dumb inside jokes, her head asleep on my chest like it belonged there. "You're my peace," she used to whisper. I believed her. She brought me lunch when I worked late, called me her anchor when life spun too fast. When I was under the hood of that rusted '92 Civic, she'd sit on the toolbox, pass me wrenches, cue up songs. We weren't flashy, we were steady, or so I thought. Then came the slow slide. Girls' nights became "don't wait up" texts. The garage chair she used to claim gathered dust. When I talked about building my own IT consulting gig, she rolled her eyes. "You're always chasing things that take too long," she said once. I told myself she was tired, burned out. The truth was simpler. She'd started shopping for something louder and faster. Enter Caleb, the bartender with a six-pack and all the depth of a puddle after a light rain. Ben drifted toward her. Chris decided neutrality was noble. Even Maya, who once cried on my shoulder about her breakup, went quiet. That night at the bar, I didn't just lose a girlfriend. I watched a whole circle shrug and step away. What locked into place in me wasn't rage. It was clarity. They hadn't bet against me because I was weak. They bet against me because I was quiet. They assumed quiet meant I wouldn't answer. They were about to learn what silence can build. I didn't sleep that first night. Ceiling, replay, her smirk, Ben's clink, the punchline eyes. Morning came cold. My phone lit up. No apologies, no missed calls, just one group text from Chris about being mature. Mature like turning my life into a party trick. I shut it all down. I deactivated socials, blocked numbers, dumped photos, erased her contact. Not the memory though. Memories don't delete. You replace them. I took one last look at myself in the mirror. Not for pity. For inventory. If they saw someone disposable, I needed to build someone undeniable. The plan started small. I emailed an old professor who once told me I had CEO energy. I enrolled in night classes for cybersecurity, alarms at 5, running when my body said stop, cleaner food, heavier lifts. 12-hour workdays doing anything with a network and an invoice. While they posted and toasted, I was laying bricks where nobody could see. No check-ins, no updates. Ben didn't know where I was. Maya didn't. Emma, least of all. She didn't reach out either. Too busy posting soft-lit pictures with Caleb and captions about love winning. Maybe it does, until the bill shows up. Month 2 after the breakup. No texts, no messages, no trace of my old life. Just calendars, routines, and silence. And I loved it. Work snowballed. A freelance gig became a contract, then a referral, then a retainer. Within months, I was making more than I ever had in a year. I registered my own LLC, built a clean site, started landing clients who once ignored me. No posts, no flexing, just results piling quietly. The body changed too. Dropped 18 pounds, cut carbs, ran 6 days a week, lifted heavy, skin cleared. I got a real haircut, sharper clothes. Confidence didn't come from likes. It came from discipline. One night I caught my reflection in a store window and thought she wouldn't last 5 minutes with this version of me. Photos started surfacing without me posting. A client launch, a charity run, networking events. Emma's circle still followed those tags, so my silence wasn't silent anymore. My phone buzzed. "Hey stranger, you look good. Hope you're okay. Heard you started your own thing. Respect. Your name came up in a client meeting, LOL. You're killing it." I ignored everyone. The version of me they remembered was gone. They buried him when they laughed that night. I just made sure he stayed buried. Then came the first slip. Emma's posting slowed. 2 months clean, then a blurry story at a party, her alone in the background. No Caleb. No captions about real men. Just a girl who looked older, smaller, out of place. And here's the truth. I didn't feel smug. I didn't even smile. I just felt finished, detached. Because when someone rips you apart in public and you rebuild in private, there comes a moment when even their name feels weightless. Tell me, if you were me, would you pick up when the past starts knocking? Or let silence answer for you? It was a gray Sunday, coffee brewing, laptop open. I was reviewing a pitch deck when my phone started buzzing. One call, then another. 32 missed calls in 2 hours. Emma, Ben, Maya, all of them, pouring in like smoke from a fire no one admitted was burning. First, the texts. "Emma, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but please, can we talk? Everything fell apart. I just need 5 minutes. Then Ben, yo man, I was wrong. Real talk. We all were. She told us stuff, said you weren't treating her right. I didn't know the truth. Then Maya, I was a coward. You were always the real one. She's crying on my couch now, saying you won't respond. Are you okay?" They thought silence was weakness. Now it was the one thing they couldn't stand. Emma's last message hit at midnight. I thought I wanted someone exciting. What I got was someone fake. Caleb left. He cheated. He's broke. I'm broke. I miss you. God, I miss you. You didn't deserve what I did. You were the best thing in my life. Please just respond. I stared at it, watched the typing bubble appear, vanish, appear again. Then I locked the phone face down and went to sleep. Because by the time they realize what you were worth, you're too busy becoming the version of yourself they'll never meet. Morning came with another wall of texts. You probably hate me. I understand if you never want to see me again. But please, I miss who we were. I miss who I was with you. That line hit hardest, not the begging, not the regret. Who I was with you. She didn't just lose me. She lost the version of herself that existed only because I believed in her. I typed slow, No anger, no theatrics, just clarity. You didn't just choose someone else. You celebrated humiliating me. You made it a show. When I walked out, I wasn't leaving the relationship. I was leaving the person who thought I wasn't enough. I'm not bitter. I'm just done. Take care of yourself. Then I blocked her number. No waiting for a reply. Because the sharpest revenge isn't fire, it's never looking back.
So tell me, was this revenge, or was it something else? If it made you think, if it made you feel, don't just scroll. Tap like, subscribe, share it. And tell me in the comments, did I do the right thing, or was I a fool?